oh boy, it's finally time to talk about another Powerpuff Girl episode. Another Powerpuff Girl episode that is actually good. Before I get any further, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out a lot. I'm hoping to eventually get to 1K subs down the road. I know I'm far off from that, but I'm hoping to eventually get to 1K subs. But, yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for the people who are supporting me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I really appreciate it. I don't think there's much else to say, so let's go ahead and talk about this Powerpuff Girl episode, Knock It Off. So what is this episode about? Well, it's about, Professor, Utonium. Sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, I suck at his name. I'm speaking his name, but, he basically has an old college roommate buddy who's coming to visit, I can't remember why he came to visit him. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if they ever explained it in the episode or not. But basically, though, his name is Dick. And as Professor Utonium explains the backstory, we see who Dick really is. And by his name, he's actually a dick. He really is. He's a jackass to the professor and stuff. So he's not really a nice guy. So basically, his name says it all of who he is, what kind of person he is and stuff. He's a dick. But he's a dick that we can all, agree can make a great villain. And I gotta tell you, he does become a pretty good villain throughout the episode. This is a two-parter episode. Just like the last one, this is a two-parter episode. For some reason, in Season 4, there's, a lot of two-parter episodes. More than an A and B episode. Don't ask me why that is, because I have no idea. But, it's pretty strange. This is also a fun fact, too. This is Dick's only appearance in the entire show. So, once he's gone, once he has his episode here, he's gone. And I'm gonna probably get to that, maybe why he might be gone here in a second. Why he might not ever return to the show. But I'm gonna talk about the episode first. So basically, though, Dick gets greedy. He gets very, very greedy. He wants money, so he uses the Powerpuff Girls. The Powerpuff Girls, to use them to, get money out of them by getting Chemical X, which is what created them. But yeah, it created the Powerpuff Girls. It created them, so he uses it to create, he uses it to, create, the Powerpuff Girl, well, the new Powerpuff Girls. He basically tricks them for money by, saying he's using it to save the other world. He kind of is. He's kind of doing that. He's kind of, saving the world, but he's more interested in getting money out of the Powerpuff Girls than actually saving the world. And we get a lot of great gags too with this. There's one gag there's another Hanna-Barbera character that appears in this episode, the giant alligator. I know he's a Hanna-Barbera character because I've seen him before. Now, to be honest, I've actually, just like Nickelodeon shows, I've hardly seen any Hanna-Barbera shows. So I can't really, judge my feelings on them exactly, but I have seen the characters, so I know what the characters are and stuff, but I don't know their names. But yeah, this giant alligator guy's freaking 50 feet tall, and I guess he wears a hat, and that's how you can tell he's from Hanna-Barbera, plus the way he's drawn. I like the Powerpuff Girls referencing all these Hanna-Barbera, cartoons. It's pretty nice. Now, not referencing stuff does not always make it good, but I like how they reference it in a funny way and all that. So, like the giant alligator guy, he was falling on something and they had to save him. And then there's a human version of Mojo Jojo. If you guys wanted to know what Mojo Jojo looked like as a human, well, this episode shows a human version of him in India. I think it's India. I'm not sure if it's India or Spain or where it's at, but the episode explained it when the professor was pointing that stuff out, but I'm not really sure. But there's a lot of great gags in this episode. I really like it, and but the highlight of this episode is the villain Dick. See, he starts becoming. You notice he's starting to become more and more of a villain. Yeah, but he starts becoming more and more a villain as the episode goes on. He then starts to like he kidnaps the girls. Once the girls bust him, he kidnaps them. He kidnaps them after he becomes this mutated, weird-looking creature because he ate the chemical X. Well, he ate the bottle that had the chemical X in it. Because you can't really eat drinks, you drink them, but he ate the bottle, and he became a mutant, which is kind of confusing because there's episodes where the chemical X does not turn people into mutants, and there's episodes it does, which is kind of confusing. But for the most part, episodes where it involves chemical X, it usually mutates humans and stuff into something else. That could be a theory of why a lot of bad guys are mutants. But also, I guess the professor was studying them in one episode too, so I don't really know. He was studying them, but he was studying Fuzzy Lunkins after he was studying the others, but I don't know. That could be a good theory I could do maybe in the future, maybe for a future video. But I don't know. But overall though, I gotta say this episode's pretty good. I gotta say, I really like Dick's form. I do like his mutated form. It's not hideous or anything. It's not hideous or too disgusting. It actually looks pretty cool. I like it. I like his mutated form. And for some reason, his glasses change too. They turn black. They turn black too, which is really odd. Yeah, it's odd how they turn black, and all that. And they weren't black throughout the episode and all that. It's really weird, but it's it makes his design even cooler with the glasses on. So yeah, I'm not really a glasses person myself, but I don't mind looking at it on villains and stuff. It looks pretty cool, especially when it's shades black like that. It's pretty cool. But for some reason, he becomes a full-fledged villain when he becomes mutated. So I wonder if the chemical X must have messed with his brain, too, or something. He became a... Because he seemed perfectly fine when he ate the chemical X bottle with the chemical X inside. And then his mouth started bubbling and all that. And then he was fine. He acted normal. But then, after he became the monster, he turned into this beast. Which I'm not sure if that was... I mean, yeah, he was wanting the girls to get more on chemical X than they wouldn't get. They refused to give him more. Maybe that's why he became a full-fledged villain. But I think it's just funny how he just went psychotic when he became the muted. Because he was perfectly fine, just a jackass, before. But then he became a full-fledged maniac who wanted to steal the girls, chemical X from them, slowly killing them in the process. Yeah, this episode is dark. And then it basically ends with I believe, I'm not sure, I was going to do this for a fun fact, but I didn't do this for a fun fact because I'm not sure if he actually died or not, but what happens is the professor hugs the girls because love, is a cure for him. I think it's a cure because throughout the show they also have, love save the girls. So, I don't know. But yeah, hugging them saved them and brought them back, and they go home. But basically, Dick gets eaten alive, like Scar from the Lion King. He gets eaten alive or attacked by all his creations. It's kind of funny. It's actually similar to what happened to Scar in the Lion King. Basically, Scar, his servants were like, well, his henchmen were like hyenas. And at the end of the movie, they turned on him and ate him because he treated them horribly. That's exactly what happened to Dick and his Powerpuff Girl clones. They turned on him, and they ended up getting on him, and I think they ate him alive or something. I don't know. I mean, at the end, you could hear him going, like at the end of the episode when the Professor and the Powerpuff Girls are walking off, But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he actually died or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he died, though. I mean, because like, I wouldn't be surprised though if he died, because because it was, the building was on fire and stuff, and all the clones were all the Powerpuff Girl clones and stuff. But they weren't really clones. They were more, mutated, like, looking versions of them. They ended up, climbing on them and stuff. So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure why they all looked ugly looking. Like, they all, they don't look hideous looking, but they looked all weird looking and stuff. Well, I mean, you could argue maybe it's love, because I think love is the secret ingredient to making perfect Powerpuff Girls, is love. That's the secret ingredient, is love. But I don't think it makes sense, though. It doesn't make sense why they all look all weird looking and stuff. Like, one of the Blossom versions of, the mutates that he created has, like, beaver teeth and all that, which is really weird. Beaver teeth or squirrel teeth. I think it's beaver teeth, I'm not sure, but it's really weird. But I really enjoyed this episode. I really did. I think it was fantastic. I think there's a lot of great things in it. I'm going to go ahead and give it 120 points. That's right, it's getting 120 points. This episode is amazing. I really, really like it. I really do. I think Dick is a great villain, He starts off kind of just a typical jerk, and then he slowly becomes a villain as time goes on. I really, really like that. Also, for some reason, too, the mayor doesn't, well, not mayor, I mean, the narrator doesn't really appear too much in this special. He appears, at the beginning and the end, but he doesn't really have anything to say throughout the episode. See, I think what was happening too, I mentioned this in my last Powerpuff Girl video, as the series was going on, it felt like the showrunners that were making the show were running out of ideas for Miss Bellum and the narrator to do. It felt like they were appearing less and less throughout the show. Of course, the narrator, appears at the end of every episode, but it felt like they were running out of ideas for him to say, fancy things for him to say throughout the episodes. Because he started, not saying as much throughout the episodes. I think it kind of works in this episode because, I think, the narrator going oh no, I hope the girls are alright, or something like that, or whatever he says, I'm not very good at narrating stuff, so I don't know, But yeah, I think they were just running out of ideas for them for what them to do. They're running out of ideas what they can do with Miss Bellum and the narrator, because they were disappearing throughout the show. Now, some people may argue that Miss Bellum, was slowly fading out from the show because because she was too sexy, but that wasn't wasn't a thing until 2016's Powerpuff Girl reboot. So I don't know. Again, like I mentioned in my last review, I really hope, dear God, that Miss Bellum appears in the reboot, and they give her more to do, because they did a good job at the beginning of the show, but they started fading her out from existence. Like I said, probably because they were running out of ideas for her or something. But I feel like there's so much more you can do with Miss Bellum. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, basically, I was watching a video on that, and that one dude's right. I don't remember who it was. It was a couple years ago. I think I watched it. I think it was in 2020 or 2019 I watched it. I can't remember what year it was. It was a while back. I watched a video about how this guy was talking about how Miss Bellum was hardly, shown in the, the original show. As the show got on, she was disappearing from the show. Now, I don't agree with him on, the fact that she was kind of too hot and sexy for little kids or something. Because that wasn't a thing until 2016, so I don't really know. But this show came out years and years ago, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird, like how that is. But I think it's just stupid too how the whole she's too sexy for kids is a bad thing. Because come on, a lot of people have cartoon crushes. Some people like Jorgen Bon. I guarantee some people out there like Jorgen Bon Strangle because how sexy his muscles are and stuff. Who can blame him? His muscles are sexy and all that, And some people might be attracted to some video game characters Vivian or Lady Bo from Paper Mario or something. Which those are two games I actually need to play, by the way. I haven't really played them before. I played a little bit of the first Paper Mario game, but I don't know. Those are just examples. Or how about even there's even other characters too from video games, like female characters. I think God of War 3 may have some. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to that stuff, but that's not really my thing, obviously. But I don't know. But I'm gonna probably go ahead and let this go. Oh, before I do, also, I must say, I gotta say too that before I do gotta say, I do hope they bring back Miss Bellum for the reboot, like I mentioned, because I think the whole sexy thing is, stupid. Because like I mentioned, those are examples that it's okay for kids to be interested in that stuff. It's not a bad thing. Also, like I said, for my comment question too, the comment question for this video is what is your guys' thoughts on Dick's design? Dick in general. What do you think of Dick as a character? Do you think he's unlikable to the point where you don't want to see him on an episode, or do you guys think he's a fantastic person? And what about his mutated version of himself? I think it looks sick and awesome, but that's just my opinion. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, though. I need to get ready for bed soon, so I meant to have this uploaded earlier, but we are having some issues with some personal things that I don't want to talk about. So yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. So see you guys later. Bye bye.